And what is up, everybody? All right, now last week around Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not 100% sure. Jon Jones was once again tested positive for performance-enhancing drug, particularly turnable, however you pronounce it. Turnable, whatever, an anabolic steroid, and he was once again stripped of the UFC title, and once again Daniel Cormier is the light heavyweight champion. Now, Jon Jones, having been stripped of the title three times already, he's been stripped of the title. He should not be allowed to fight again. That's one. And this whole BS with him, oh yeah, I want to fight Brock Lesnar. He's been talking about fighting at heavyweight for so long. He's so full of it. It was never going to happen. It's just something, oh yeah, he's going to go up against Cain Velasquez. When Cain Velasquez was still champion. Mind you. Fight that absolutely could have happened, never happened. He's just blowing smoke. Wanderlei Silva, on the other hand, who in my opinion is the greatest 205-pound fighter of all time, fought heavyweight 4 times. Fought four different heavyweights. The first time was against Cro Cop, where he had where they fought to a draw because it was different rules. Then it was against Mark Hunt, and Mark Hunt, I think Wanderlei Silva got robbed, but he took it to Mark Hunt like you wouldn't believe. And Mark Hunt did a pretty good job too. Then in the 2006 Grand Prix against Fujita, he knocks Fujita out, and then goes up against Cro Cop again and got knocked out by Cro Cop. Okay? His record against heavyweights weren't necessarily that good, but he stepped up and fought at heavyweight. He wasn't talking trash, saying, oh yeah, I could beat this guy. Oh yeah, I'm going to fight at heavyweight and not do it. No. Due to the fact that he destroyed the 205-pound division, the entire 205-pound division, on 2 different occasions, leading up to him winning the middleweight championship, and then winning the entire World Grand Prix, and successfully defending it all the way up until the 2005 Grand Prix. Come on. Don't try to give me this nonsense of Jon Jones being the greatest of all time. Especially now. Because this is ridiculous. I mean, seriously. And what? Test positive for cocaine. That's not a performance-enhancing drug. In all fairness, not a performance-enhancing drug. So, yeah, he didn't get stripped of the title. Had to go through rehab, which he did very shortly. Then his dumbass gets crashes a rental car, into a pregnant woman's car, and then flees the scene, but left his weed in the car. So he gets arrested. UFC strips him of the belt. He comes back after I don't know how long, wins the interim light heavyweight belt against a much more inferior opponent for the interim title. Then, just before his unification bout, tests positive for a performance-enhancing drug, is stripped of the title. Comes back, wins the light heavyweight title, is stripped again. Just quit. Seriously, just freaking quit. Because your image has been marred already. You're done. And for somebody as young and as much promise, the thing is, there were a couple of fights that I was impressed with him. When he just straight up dominated Chael Sonnen. And of course, his ridiculously very, very close fight against Alexander Gustafsson, and Gustafsson, if you know, he basically just had that much more left in the tank than Gustafsson. That's why he was able to win. That was a hell of a fight. If all of his fights were like that, chances are, he'd be considered a much better champion. Not to mention the fact I'd actually respect him. Now, what I don't agree with is, I agree with them stripping him of the belt. I hope he's pretty much banned from fighting ever again, just like what they did with Wanderlei Silva when he refused to take a drug test. But I don't agree with that they're giving Cormier his title back. Don't agree with that at all. When Randy Couture lost the belt to what's his name? Formerly known as the Babyface Assassin, and he winds up tested positive for steroids. It could have just went to a no. It could have just went to a no contest. Randy Couture said, "No, I lost that fight." Josh Barnett. Josh Barnett tests positive for steroids after beating Randy Couture for the UFC heavyweight title. And rather than Randy Couture say, well, he was using steroids, so he cheated, so that belt is mine. No, he straight up said, I lost that fight. And he was given immediately a title shot, but then lost to Rico Rodriguez. As far as I'm concerned, and don't even give Cormier a title shot. Don't even give Cormier a title shot to try to win it back. Oh, he's number one, so we'll give it to the number one and the number two guy. No, you know what you do? Grand Prix. Bring back the frickin' World Grand Prix. For ever since Pride was bought out in 2007, ever since Pride was bought out 10 years ago, the UFC light heavyweight division has been a freaking Shark Tank. So this is the perfect opportunity to give everybody a title shot at once. Because that's basically what a Grand Prix is. Everybody's given a championship shot because everybody is trying to advance to get to the championship round. And some favorites could win. Sometimes it might be a fluke. Prime example, the 2004 heavyweight Grand Prix, when Kevin Randleman knocks out Crow Cop. Because guess what? Next time they fought, that didn't happen. Stuff like that happens all the time. Makes it very unpredictable. Makes it a lot more exciting. And especially with the light heavyweight division. I mean, hell, the first Pride Grand Prix that had a weight class was the 205-pound division. With Kevin Randleman, with Chuck Liddell, with Wanderlei Silva, with Quentin Rampage Jackson. Legends in the light heavyweight division. This is the perfect opportunity to bring that back. I'm not saying even to do the 4-man in one night format, even though Bellator, as stupid as they are, when they did their 4-man one night tournament format, that was the perfect way to do it. 2 rounds for the first match and 3 rounds for the second match. So even if it goes the distance, you went the standard 5-round limit. So even if you don't do that, damn near every one of your light heavyweights is a superstar. Or if you're looking to try to really push some of your light heavyweights, this is the perfect opportunity to do it. We need to get enough people behind this. Granted, it's probably already too late. Cormier's been given the belt back. I don't agree with it. Shouldn't be like that. Even though Cormier, you deserve to be light heavyweight champion. I want to see a much better quality of competition when it comes to crowning the new champion, because like even when this guy tested positive for when this guy was stripped of the title the first time, John Jones, and they gave Cormier the next shot. Somewhat understandable, okay? Somewhat. What winds up happening is, you know, he lost the title, so he shouldn't, you know, he lost. No offense, ands or buts, he lost. That means there is, and they stripped it, and John Jones was stripped of the championship. That means there is no champion. That's what happened with the lightweight division when Sean Shirk tested positive for something, and he was stripped of the lightweight title. Then it was BJ Penn versus Joe Stevenson for the vacant lightweight championship. Why would they give the championship back to Daniel Cormier? I don't agree with that at all. And this is the perfect opportunity, because I can't stress enough, perfect opportunity to truly see, no ifs, ands, or buts, who the best 205-pound fighter is by putting on a Grand Prix. That way, there's not going to be a doubt in anybody's mind who the best is. This dude just, made his way up this tournament. This would be, by far, the most prestigious tournament in the history of mixed martial arts. UFC Grand Prix. UFC being the top mixed martial arts organization, holding a World Grand Prix for their biggest money-winning weight class. This would be the greatest tournament ever. There's no reason why this shouldn't happen. I'm done talking. You guys have a good night.